So this is Analyzing Advertisements by Aadan Garcia. The class is Introduction to Sociology. This was made July 30th, 2025, and my teacher is Dr. Tai. So first we're going to talk about the advertisement content, then we're going to talk about social targeting, then we're going to explain the sociological concepts based off the textbook that Ferris and Steen wrote in 2024. I'm going to show you guys the advertisement images, then the summary and conclusion, and lastly the references. So first, the magazine is called Costco Connection. It targets, the advertisement I saw first was Champion Back to School. It targets parents looking to buy their kids back to school clothing, such as Champion, like it's targeting in the advertisement. It targets children, but also teens. So people of all ages who could get into athletic attire such as Champion, and it's also just for comfort, casual attire as well. This is portrayed as middle class because that's basically what a Costco member would be, middle class, usually. It's children. There are many children of different gender and race in the advertisement. They're being portrayed as most likely active children because Champion is an active brand. And yeah, the second advertisement I saw was Kleenex Back to School. It's basically the same thing. They targeted parents looking to provide Kleenex for the little ones, and it also targets teachers who are willing to provide their class with Kleenex tissues. This is portrayed as maybe like the children, because in the advertisement it shows how the children are happier, and it's probably advertising how they would be happier with Kleenex or something like that. It's just targeting or portraying children of younger age. The last advertisement I saw was Philips. It just targeted older women looking to get hearing aids. It was in the image. It was three black women. It was three black older ladies who needed hearing aids, most likely because they're older. This is portrayed as happy older women because they got their hearing aids and they can now hear. So social targeting. The Champion Back to School message, in my opinion, was basically just summarized how race and gender do not matter when it comes to Champion. Basically saying that anybody can wear Champion. You don't have to be a specific race or gender, and or social class. The Kleenex Back to School message was that it makes everybody happier, or little children happier, I guess, when you use these specific tissues, Kleenex. And it shows how Kleenex was made for everybody, not just little kids. I mean, it had little kids, so Kleenex is made for everybody though. That's how it was portrayed, or that's the message I got. It aimed more for the allergies of little children, but in the end, it was aimed for everybody. The Philips message was, it would help if you bought Philips hearing aids. So in the image, there's three black women who were happy together because they could. It looked like they could hear again. So in the advertisement, it said connect with who you love. That's what it said. So it's basically three black women connecting with who they love. That's why they're so happy. The first sociological concept we're going to talk about is socialization. The definition is socialization is the process of learning and internalizing the values, beliefs, and norms of our social group, by which we become functioning members of society. February 16, 2024. The connection it has to Champion back to school advertisement is how it just shows different races of children, and it depicts their roles and their background. So basically, it in the image there's um, various races of children and genders, and this is why it connects to socialization, because um, it shows like the process of values and norms. It also shows norms. They're also all four of them are wearing the same clothes, Champion. So it also shows how everybody can wear a Champion, and it could be a norm. Next concept is intersectionality. Intersectionality refers to how race and ethnicity determine our social class, gender, sexuality, and more. So I think it connects to Champion Back to School advertisement, just because the advertisement highlights the different races, ethnicities of the children, and it also, in a way, shows their racial backgrounds and how they are wearing the same clothing, and it shows how they could interact with one another without or interact with one another just being different races. You don't have to be the same race to interact with one another. That's what it shows. The third social concept is social stratification. This is the division of society into groups arranged in a social hierarchy. So, different societies stratify people according to the different criteria. I think it just to sum it up, it just means to how people are ranked based off their wealth, so their occupation, um their way of living, I guess. This connects to the Kleenex Back to School because it shows how Kleenex accepts all races and social classes, no matter what. I mean, it shows how little kids can be happy with the Kleenex. Um, and it also states that Kleenex is $5 off, which shows how it can be affordable to some classes. So it doesn't have to be just for one class. Fourth concept is prejudice. I think that's how you say it. Prejudice is an idea about the characteristics of a group that is applied to all members of that group and is unlikely to change regardless of the evidence against it. February 16, 2024. This connects to the Kleenex Back to School advertisement because the image shows like what some schools may not be able to afford. So the image shows like a clean area with labs and like um little children mixing the chemicals, and it shows how shocked they are to see this kind of stuff. But this is also prejudice because it just some schools may not be able to afford this stuff or may not have those supplies to give to little children. So that's why it's prejudice, and it it kind of shows the norm of how every school should be, but this is not the norm. It can't be the norm. And it also says that Kleenex is number one trusted by teachers, which could mean that students who can't afford the Kleenex, because lower class students possibly can't afford it, um, they could be rude or impolite, which is also pretty big because they're not rude or impolite. They just can't afford it. So to sum it up, it basically this advertisement normalizes schools as the as like as how it's supposed to be. The last sociological concept we'll be talking about today is cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is the principle of understanding other cultures on their own terms rather than judging or evaluating according to one's own culture. First in 2024. This connects to the Philips advertisement, in my opinion, just because it allows individuals to look at a different type of culture. So, what this basically means is that, because in the advertisement, it shows three happy, older black women, and it allows us to learn more about their culture and helps us understand, like, for example, like why are they so happy, um, and stuff like that. So I think it shows like how black women can be happy the way they are with hearing aids, and how older women can be happy the way they are. It shows how they are quote unquote complete by getting these hearing aids. It just represents the culture of older women and black women at the same time in this one ad. So I mean, yeah, it just, in my opinion, it shows cultural relativism. This is the champion back to school ad. So I was talking about, so the different races in this picture, um, and the different genders. Yeah, this is the Kleenex back to school. So like it connects with different races as well, and but it also kind of shows prejudice because of the $5 off and how some people may not be able to afford that. And it also shows the clean science background. And lastly, this is the Phillips, where the older women are happy, and they're also black women who are proud now because they have hearing aids. To conclude, I think advertisements are meant to connect with people. I think ultimately they're meant to um, know what kind of people would receive the advertisement. So what I mean by that is like the people publishing the advertisements have to look in a sociological perspective. They have to make sure that it is released to the right society, and um, it represents the right group that they need. Advertisements also need to promote the product as well. So like in the Champion advertisement, they promoted their advertisement, but they also showed different races and how they could all wear their product. So it promoted their product as well. These are the references, and I hope you enjoy my slideshow.